In this topic, we will demonstrate the importance of storing electronic media data onto your local system from the Sage 300 online cloud. When we run the electronic file transfer EFT, a file is generated on our Sage 300 online cloud. The file contains important personal information such as employees' names, date of birth, and security numbers. Under the U.S. Privacy Law Act, PII, Personal Identifiable Information, meaning information security that can be used on its own or with other information to identify, contact, or locate a single person or identify an individual. Files containing this information must be stored onto your local system and not on the Sage 300 online cloud under the PII Act. So therefore, we will show you how to map this information directly onto your local drive. First, we will generate a Payroll EFT file on the Sage 300 online cloud. And then we will create a folder on your local system and then browse to this folder. Have all the information in the file be generated and stored onto your local system. And then we will verify the file is on your local system through the Sage 300 online cloud. The benefits of storing sensitive information locally. Well, you will have a backup of the information since it will be removed from the Sage 300 online cloud via auto-generated scripts that runs regularly. You have a copy of the file for audit purposes. And the information, once it's on your local system, can be uploaded to government site or to your local bank. Now we have a good understanding of securing sensitive data and the reason for securing this sensitive data onto your local system. I will now demonstrate how to have this file generated onto your local system. First, I will log on to the Sage 300 online cloud. Once I'm logged in, I will select the Sage 300 online icon. I'll then enter my user ID and password and then select Canadian Payroll. Now first, I've already created a time card and processed a payroll transaction. So I've gone into the payroll transaction and done a calculate payroll. Now I need to pay the checks in order for me to generate an EFT file. So what I'm going to do is pick the date that I did my payroll. What I'm going to do is process the payroll checks. So now I have done a payroll processing and processed the checks. Then my next option is to generate the EFT file. So before I generate the EFT file, I have gone onto my local system and created a folder where I'm going to map to. So now I'm going to the local file path. I'm going to select Browse. Now as you can see, from my workstation, I have multiple drives that are all mapped, C, E, O, R, and U. And the A4W A404 is the Sage 300 cloud drive, and so is the resources on the Sage 300 cloud. The resources folder is where all your crystal reports reside in case you want to choose a different crystal report. And the A4W is where normally all your information is, where you can copy directly to. But what we're going to do in this case is we're going to browse and go to my E drive where I created the folder, and then browse to the Sage 300 online folder I created, and there I have a directory called EFT. Select that directory and then it will display the path. And then what I'm going to do is now process this file. As this file is processed, I'm going to close. And now I'm going to verify the file exists onto my local system. I'm going to select Data Drive. And I'm doing this through the Sage 300 cloud. And there you have it. The file is created onto my local system. This will conclude on securing your Sage 300 Online EFT magnetic data, and you should have a good understanding on why it is important and how to copy this file or how to generate this file onto your local drive under the PII Privacy Act.